Ruffles. They're so fashionable, sophisticated, fun, and so cheap when you use copy paper.
Copy paper is inexpensive and you usually have some on hand. With an ink pad and stamps, you can create your own custom patterned paper, perfect for this pleated ruffle technique. I'm using an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper just for demonstration purposes. You won't need a piece this big, just for one card. Coat your paper with ink. You can use a brayer, a sponge, or direct-to-paper method as I am here. This may seem like a lot of ink, but it goes on quickly, and remember that you won't be using such a large piece of paper. You don't need to fully cover the paper with color. Some white showing through is okay. As the ink dries, the color will even out and it won't look so splotchy. And yes, you will probably get ink on your hands. Now stamp a pattern on your custom colored paper. Cut 3/4 inch wide strips. My paper is 11 inches long and I need 2 strips for the card I'm making. I'll save the rest of the paper to make more cards later. To make box pleated ruffles, watch carefully as I fold the paper back and forth. I'm not trying to be perfect, so just eyeball it. There's no measurements needed. Continue pleating until you reach the end. I found that an 11-inch long strip, when fully box pleated, will fit perfectly on a 4¼ inch wide card. You can attach your ruffle to your card front with glue or adhesive, but sometimes I like to use a sewing machine. I'm covering my seam with a ribbon, but you could also leave your stitching exposed. I've stamped this flourish in a darker shade of blue than the background. Now I'm using the same sorbet ink pad as I used on the ruffles. Transfer some of the ink to the lid by squeezing before you open it. I'm using a water brush to color portions of the flourish. Add self-adhesive rhinestones for a little sparkle. Finish your embellishing with dots of liquid glass. Once the dots of liquid glass dry, they'll be crystal clear. While I'm waiting for it to dry, let's make the card base. I've cut a slightly smaller liner for the inside of the card. Ink the edges and then stamp a design in a coordinating color. This stamp came from the same set as the one I used on the front of the card. I like to coordinate the outside and the inside of the card whenever possible. Use your favorite adhesive to attach the liner to the inside of your card. Now I'll stamp a background for the front of the card. Only the top and the bottom of this piece will show, so I don't need to stamp in the middle. Attach this piece to the card front. Now that my liquid glass dots are dry, I can add the front piece. Paper ruffles, fashionable, sophisticated, and fun!
And cheap when you use copy paper. Oh. wait.